me up, turn me up, turn me up. It's your boy Ref, aka Mr. Indeed.
You already know it's your boy Antoine, aka Mr. Parker. And like normal guys, we're here for a good time, not a long time. And we promise to always keep it.
Real, raw, and relevant. Welcome to the nice episode of the Rated R Podcast.
My boy done created his own introduction. I like it.
You know?
I like it. I like it. I like it. I got one for us today, my boy. I got one.
Well, talk to me about it.
We're gonna title this one power, provision, and the price of being strong.
Right out the don't silence yourself. We got another one like it.
Yeah. So we're gonna break it down pretty much simple as, if you pay all the bills, do you run the house?
Mm. Yeah, that's a
So we're gonna
little. Hey, listen, that's a little different there now.
yeah,
You
we're gonna
probably
go.
you probably gonna have some people upset with you now.
Oh well, you know my saying: fight with your mama, blame your parents. They had, I bro. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna have that uncomfortable truth, man. We're gonna do you if you pay the rent, the car note, the groceries, any other bills you want to bring up. Do you actually run the house, or do you just feel like you're funding someone else's comfort?
But I mean, wait a minute. When you funded somebody else comfort red, wait a minute now, because contribution without authority, you know what I'm saying? That's just sponsor silence. So hold on now.
Well, my favorite saying before we even get all the way in here. You know me. Hey, either you gonna have somebody that's gonna help you, or you gonna have a dependent. It's right around your favorite time of the year. Not yours. Well, yours this year, but not yours normal.
Hey
It's
man,
right around tax time, baby. Yeah,
hey, it's tax time, baby. You hear
yeah.
me?
For you
And it,
men, you men that's
hey,
putting all this stuff on yourself. File on your taxes. I ain't lying. File. Dependent.
good. You can't do that. You can't.
Head of household. Dependent.
Okay, now you can be go ahead of the household, but wait a minute, wait a minute. Because at the end of the day, you got to clarify this because see, you talking about married people. You ain't talking about girlfriend and boyfriend or none of that. Because if we talking taxes now, them taxes, it's a married or single. Matter of fact, I can take it one step further. When you filling out your job application and your W-2s, it don't ask you if you're in a relationship. It asks you if you married or if you single.
Well, I can't argue. I ain't never seen other or baby mama or baby daddy or none of that on there. But
Hey,
we ain't gonna get too far in there because I ain't never seen nothing other than man or woman. But let's get back on.
hey, let's get back. Because power in relationship really used to be simple, right? Everybody always talking about grandma and granddaddy. Granddaddy worked all day, grandma came in. So one provided, one supported. But now, you know, we are in a new era of where these beautiful young ladies are out earning men, and women are having to redefine masculinity, even though in that redefine the masculinity, they call it sassy, but that's neither here nor there. And couples are stuck asking, if I'm carrying the weight, why do I feel like I have no say so? And so tonight, I guess we're going to pull apart the money, leadership, respect, love, because paying bills easy, Red, when you got some
Right,
money. But
right,
the question is, are you being valued? That's the
right.
real question.
Yeah. I like that. Or are you being respected? Yeah. Cause see, I think before we get all into it, I think that's something that women should understand about a man. Respect is probably bigger than anything. And once you learn that, you'll learn the way he think a little better. Maybe I should put it that way.
Yeah. They respect different now.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So we're gonna get straight into it, bro. So question one: if one partner pays most of the bills, should they have more decision power?
Um, my answer right offhand is no. And
Okay.
and I say that because we get to a point and we have harped on people a lot for the whole 50-50 conversation. But for me, and we've discussed this in the past, like 50-50 is more than financial, right? And so I still have to value your opinion, even if I'm paying more. You still have to value my opinion, even if you're paying more, because we are in this together. So all the decisions that are to be made should be made as a team, not as a person, because you make the most money.
Okay. I like that. And I agree with most of it because I feel like you said, we spoke of 50-50 and we broke it down to where we're speaking of 100% in the relationship. So if the decision is going to affect this household or this relationship, then therefore we have to be able to make this decision together. Lord, my little light done went out on me. Let me plug you back up. You couldn't even see it got dark. All right, guys, my light's back. My light's back. My apologies. My apologies. So, just to reiterate, I'm not sure if it all came out, but I was basically saying that, like we talked about before, when we spoke of 50-50, but we was basically saying that it's 100% within a marriage. So that goes back to this same question we were just asking. It doesn't matter about who pays the bill, who has the most money, because if it affects the household or it affects the marriage, then it's the decision that we both need to make. Because if that's the case, then you just my dependent, and I'm the head of the household, like I said earlier.
Uh, I know it's tax season and you excited, but come on now.
I don't even know if I'm gonna get nothing back. But that's not we can't have tax conversation on here without the tax person. So let's go to question two.
Gotcha.
Bruh, is financial contribution equal to leadership?
No, because just because you make the most money or just because you got the most money don't mean that you're a leader.
Mm.
Leadership is leadership. I mean, some of the smartest people in the world have some of the richest people in the world have some of the best leaders around them because they get to finance their dreams and their aspirations through people leading for them, right? And so for me, I don't think that leadership and money coexist. I mean, that just means that you got the money. That don't mean you know how to lead.
Well, I gotta agree with you. And of course, I'm not here to agree with everything you say, because I know that's not how we do things. Bruh, I see my light just want to be disco today. So,
Disco
uh,
Inferno at that.
zoom back in on you, boy. Focus. I say focus. Thank you. Uh, but no, yeah, I'm with you. Financial contribution does not equal to leadership. Not to get myself in trouble, but you know what I'm gonna do, bro? I'm not gonna keep doing this to myself. I'm gonna just turn on the light. Ain't no more fancy stuff going on tonight.
Turn on the light.
I'm
I'm
looking for.
looking for. I'm looking for.
Yeah.
My boy said to turn the light on. That's crazy. You
No,
know
if it
what,
go out
cuz?
this time for real, I'm gonna turn the light on for real.
Okay.
But no, no, yeah, without getting myself in trouble, bro. I was looking into it, thinking about it. Like one of the richest people we know is in a leadership position right now. I'm not gonna make no names because I don't want to get in trouble. But that should answer your question right there without answer. Even though this is about relationship, but
Emotional damage.
yeah,
Emotional damage.
Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it at that before I get myself in trouble. But I agree. So, bro, does money create obligation or appreciation?
Um, so let's look at this from a different lens, Red, right? So
Mhm.
we talking about relationship, but I want to take it a step further. Sometimes when people know that you have money, they tend to try to have you be obligated for the things that they do, right? So if you know you only get $1,000 a month, but know that if anything ever happened, you can ask Red for it. Now I'm putting Red in a situation where I feel like he obligated to give it to me because he got it, even though I spent all my money.
Right.
And so for me, I think that it should be appreciated. But I think that it started appreciation, but I think that it slowly goes to obligation over time. I think that people are very appreciative at the beginning, but I also think that people get so used to that aspect that they tend to start feeling like you obligated to do it, where the thank yous don't come no more, they few and far between, and stuff like that. So like that's how I feel about that.
Well, I'm gonna jump on. I'm gonna jump on what you were just saying. So, first off, I want to break it down. Obligation, when someone is counting your pockets, as you just said, or they feel like you got it, and they don't know how to make their ends meet, instead of finding a way to figure out their own, they just start to lean on you. They are very appreciative as long as you can do it. The moment you can't fulfill that obligation, there's no more appreciation. And there's no more time to where they're going to be like, well, let's not forget the last 15 times he done let me borrow. And two of those out of 15, I never paid him back anyway.
Yeah.
Never think like that. It's always going to be. And but like you said, we're talking relationship, but I'm talking like you said, a stepfather friendship as well. Because I know me personally, I'm one of the biggest yes men in the world. Like if I can help you, I know I will. But then it started to get to a point. It's like, okay, what happens if I say no? And at that moment, I stop questioning because I don't care what happens next. If I said no, then I've taken myself out of the situation. Now you can't feel like I'm obligated to help you, or you can't be appreciative to me. Now I'm not telling people not to be nice to others and blase blase, especially in a marriage. Let's not get disrespectful. But at the same time, I will say in a relationship, spend what you have.
You know what? And I'm glad you said something because I want to take that a step further. Because since we taking it a step further, it amazes me how you can help people 9 times out of 10. And then the one time out of 10 you can't help, all of a sudden now they calling you everything. They
Right,
talking about you bad.
right.
Now you broke.
Pause this real quick. Son, the whoop is gonna come, man.
Now all of a sudden they talking about you bad. Now you broke. You
Right,
broke. So you telling me I'm broke because I won't give you my money that you asked me for. So
yeah,
if I'm broke, then what exactly does that make you?
right. I'm glad you said that because we watched a TikTok the other day that was like, I think I sent it to you, and let's not get all the way off subject. But if we can find the TikTok, I'll make sure to put it in here. Or I'll make sure our big lady slash Carlos put it in here for us.
Yeah.
But it was speaking of the man for his birthday wanted to go out of the town, out of the country, and when it came time, he realized she didn't have her portion, so he still went. First thing the woman said was like, "That's bomb behavior." So I'm with you. So let me get this right. You didn't have your portion. We're not talking marriage. We're talking boyfriend, girlfriend, or dating. Regardless, you didn't have your portion. So therefore, I'm the bomb because I decided to go on a trip for my birthday and still enjoy myself on my day. And you mad because I didn't find money for both of us, where that was not the original plans. But like I said, I talked to the wife about it, and she was like, maybe you should get all the facts before you go all the way in. So that's what I'm gonna do. But we probably will throw that TikTok in here so we can hear y'all thoughts on it too. What you got? You finna say something, bro?
Yeah, cause like, and I'm big on getting all the facts, right? That's first and foremost. But a lot of times people have hurt feelings when that type of stuff happens. And they have hurt feelings because they being told everybody, well, hey, I'm finna do this or I'm finna go there. And then when you get on social media and you see that the person I'm supposed to be with is where we were supposed to be going, but I'm not there. Now you get all these unnecessary comments and stuff like that. And so I don't know, like that's a good one. That's a good one. But again, we talking relationships. And the real truth, Red, that people don't want to hear is at the end of the day, if you ain't married, you single.
Bruh, you know what that means, and I think people need to understand when they say I'm single, that doesn't mean you keeping the door open for any person to come through. Or I can go date this person, this person, this person. You can, but that's not what that word single means. Like you can be single and still be in a relationship because technically you're not married. But that doesn't give you the right to disrespect the person that you so called care about or you want a future with. And you can't be like, well, we wasn't married. What? Obviously, that's why it's single or married. But but like I said, that's a different story because I want to get into all that anyway because we always talk about things outside of this podcast that make a lot of sense. And that single and that marriage is one of the biggest ones we talk about because we put so much value on the word marriage. Where if you're not preparing yourself while you are single, then how you expect to be different when you're married? But like I said, that's for a whole nother conversation.
Ooh, boy, you said something then.
So we're gonna go and jump into part two, bro. So my question to you is, who really controls the relationship? And what I mean by who really controls it, I'm gonna give you an example. Is it the loud one, the one that's always has, I ain't gonna say always have attitude, but more vocal about everything, or is it the calm one, the one that sits back and tries to read between the lines and actually figure things out? And I don't want to say figure things out because as soon as you hear the word figure things out, instantly you start thinking of a man. The man's always the one to figure out. But sometimes the man, the loud one too, not the
So,
calm one. Go ahead.
so I'm gonna go into the analogy, Red, that I was always taught. The loudest one in the room is also the one that ain't gonna do much. They just loud.
Hmm.
Like fighting, for instance. The person who's so loud and oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. 9 times out of 10, them the ones that ain't really gonna do nothing. They just
Hmm.
want to talk like they gonna do something.
Right.
So for me, I think that in relationships it's kind of the same. I think it's the calm one. Uh, for the most part, I think that the calm one is the one that people depend on most because they are able to be calm even in chaotic situations.
Right. Right.
And so we know that sometimes life get chaotic, and so for me, it got to be the one who is most calm. I'm not gonna say the calm because you can be calm in this area, I can be calm in that area. So it just really depends on what the area is that need a calming presence. And so
Right.
for me, I think it's just the calm side in general.
Yeah. And I'm definitely agreeing with you on this one. That's quite strange. We tend to never really agree this much, but I definitely agree with you on this one because it matters. It matters the situation you're in, the most calm one in the situation. And I love you saying that because some people are taught to just get it out before they figure it out. And that's most of the time the loud one. Where the calm one is taught, that no one cares about your feelings for real. Figure it out, fix it. And that fixer and that thing is gonna bring us to our next one, which is basically the burden of being strong. But before I get into it, I wanted to finish this one. I laughed at you because you said when we was younger, they always said that if you about to get in a fight, what they say, hit the biggest one or hit the one with the biggest mouth. Blase,
Yeah,
blase. But if you really want to break that down, that's dumb because I know a lot of people that was quiet because they couldn't fight. So I'm gonna stay out of all this stuff and keep my mouth shut. Not because I'm the quiet assassin. No, I'm the scared one. Don't say nothing to me. Don't look my way. I ain't said nothing to nobody.
I I can see that. I can see that. I can see that.
Right. So I laugh because you're right. When we was younger, that's the first thing. But they was really teaching that you don't have to boast about yourself. Just
Yeah,
let your hands do your talking if that's what come down to it.
yeah,
Or let your walk do your talking. Blase, blase. So I get
yeah.
it. Yeah, because I definitely remember them days.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's the one that ain't gonna do nothing. Where he might have been the one that done been through the fire and ready to put that extinguisher on everybody else.
I
We
ain't
don't know.
lying. I ain't lying.
Then you got the quiet one in the corner who a black belt, but you got the one beside him that ain't never been in a fight his whole life.
Hey man, I know a few that ain't never been in a fight in their whole life, and they don't do nothing but talk.
Talk that talk, bro. Cause if
Hey,
talking, listen, I'm gonna tell the truth. If talking is what got me out of it prior to now, I'm gonna keep talking, boy. Like your boy Bubba Doug. I'd be a fool to stop talking now. This would have got me out of everything else.
oh, this man crazy, bro.
But
This
no, real
man.
talk. So we're gonna get into our third segment, which is pretty much the burden of being strong and like we were just talking. Always trying to be that fixer. And we're not just saying the men are strong because that's not always the case. We just feel like he's always the fixer or always that emotional rock. Or we always feel like we are the ones that's never being checked on. Now again, I'm not saying that that's not true, but I'm not the one putting it on y'all. Y'all put yourself in place of wherever that lies. But as for me as a man, I feel like I am a fixer. I do not feel like I am the emotional rock by no means. And I do feel like, you know, I do get checked on, but I do feel like I'm the checker because I pay attention to things. I'm the fixer because if I'm not fixing it, then who gonna fix it? And that's just how I live. So it's not that's kids, that's my homeboys, that's my wife, that's just me. That's my job. If I ain't gonna fix it, then who gonna fix it? Because if it was a problem before it got to me and it wasn't fixed, then I can't let it be a problem once it leave me. So somebody got to fix it. So if I can't, then I know I can call somebody.
Hey, you know that's a good way to think about it. I have never. I can honestly say I ain't never really thought about it like that. About as far as if it was a problem before it got to me, then I can't let it be a problem after me because my issue is if it was a problem before me, how it get to me?
Right.
Like
So
how
that
did
takes
it
away.
get?
Basically,
Yeah,
everybody that was part of prior to me, you can't say you the fixer, and that's no
yeah,
disrespect. If it made it to me, then y'all, I would hope y'all did what y'all was supposed to do to try to fix it, and it didn't work.
yeah.
So
I ain't
now
gonna
let
lie. I be having the attitude, Red. If it get to me and I gotta fix it, and it should have been fixed before it got to me, oh, I got an attitude.
see that's the difference. You said it should have been fixed, so you feel that whatever it involved, they could have fixed it. What
Hmm.
I'm saying, if it made it to me, then I'm already past the point of you should have fixed it because now it's here. I don't even have to think about why you didn't do this because it's clear you didn't do it. So let me do it. And then I think that's the problem. I think if you're not the fixer, then you should be more appreciative of the one who's fixing it rather than feeling like you got an attitude or they didn't handle it the way you wanted to handle it. Well, if that's the case, then handle it because now that it's my turn to handle it, I'm going to handle it how I need to handle it. And
Yeah.
we're going to have to deal with those outcomes.
And I think that's my problem because once I get to a point where I want to handle it the way I want to handle it, I don't want to hear nothing about the way I'm reacting.
Right.
Like, don't tell me to calm down. Don't tell me I shouldn't be acting like that. Like my emotions, my raw emotions are my raw emotions. And like my boy like my boy Cole Boone said on Remember the Titans, don't scratch my back unless it itches. And so like that's what I mean. Like that's why I say that I think it's my problem. And Red, just as a side note, I have started something new because I'm actually going to counseling now to kind of try to fix some of that stuff. Because
Man,
at the end of the day,
you yourself some clap, bro.
because at the end of the day, Red, like I understand that I got traumas and stuff like that, and I'm trying to be more emotionally available, especially to my girls, um, because like it's weird for me, and I've told you that before. Like it's weird for me, like like Rennie be on the hug and all that stuff all the time, and it's like okay, I just hugged you now,
Right.
but as a dad, like I'm learning that like it's okay, bro, just give her another hug, and I'd be like, but I don't want to, I just gave her one. And so I've
Right.
been having that fight within myself. And so like I was like, you know what, it's time for me to get help. Because at the end of the day, it's I'm fighting with two different sides of me. Like the side that I felt that didn't get enough affection as a child. And then the side that I feel like I gotta give my kids more affection than I had as a
Right.
child. And so
Yeah.
um so I had to seek help. But
Right.
back to what we were saying, like, sometimes being the strong one is hard. Like it's hard because sometimes as the strong one, Red, it always feel like you always got to be strong. Like
Yes.
no matter what happens, like you got to be strong regardless. Like your whole world can be crashing down mentally, but you got to be strong for everybody else around you. And so like advise everybody, like and you know who those strong people are. Like reach out to them sometimes and be like, hey, how you doing? Everything good with you? How you feeling? Like reach out to those people. Like if you the spouse and you know that you're not the strong one, like reach out to your spouse on a day-to-day basis. Like, hey, how you doing today? Like I'm just checking on you, making sure everything good with you mentally, right? Because I think that people need that aspect.
Well, and I'm gonna jump in on it. We spoke a lot just then, but I really need people to understand, and I am people, that no one else is in your household or no one else is in your life. That hold on, let me test the Wi-Fi. Okay, but no one is in your life. Like, let me break it all the way down. What I'm trying to say. We, like you just said, when it comes to the kids, I'm gonna speak for me, not we. Like I know I have two daughters, one son, and I know hugs and things like that are not big to me neither. But I'm instantly worried about how I feel, not how I feel, but how I feel like I'm being seen. Where I should notice the importance is being that person for her, or better yet, for my son that's now coming up, wants to hug, wants to sit in my lap, and I'm instantly like, I don't want you to be seen. It doesn't matter what I want. It doesn't matter what I want. Like you just said, give that young man the love and the care that you desire, or better yet, I didn't desire because I didn't know I was missing it. But there's no need to keep it from them because I
Mm-hmm.
didn't. So I love that you said that, and that even goes into marriage and things. Like I can speak of times where I feel like I was the one that was pushing the checking or pushing the what's going on stuff, and it's always like if I don't do it, then ain't nobody gonna care. But what's wrong with that? Like that's what I have to remind myself. What's wrong with being that one that makes sure things don't fall apart? Because maybe your significant other depends on you. Maybe they want you to be that. What we talked about earlier, that emotional rock.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we at this moment we kind of speaking to each other. So I'm loving this right now. Which really brings us into, because we talked about it last week, shrinking. But we're really talking about shrinking for love. And what I mean by shrinking for love is you got, and I'm gonna bring them all to you. Then I'll let you speak on it. You got people pleasing. That's number one. Then losing your voice to keep peace. I definitely know that one. That's number two. Or setting boundaries. But we talking about setting boundaries as a self-respect. And I think that's, and I know you know what I'm talking about. That's real big. Like setting boundaries, realizing that if I set these boundaries as respect for myself, then I won't be disrespected by others because I got my own boundaries. So
Mm-hmm.
man, we at times we feel like you lose yourself. Well, let me correct myself. You don't lose yourself all at once. I need people to understand that. It's not an overnight. Like I ain't snapping today because of yesterday. Most of the time I'm snapping because what done happened in the last 2, 3 years that I've been quiet about.
Mm-hmm.
And I've slowly shrinked to keep peace, or to keep a smile on your face where I feel like I'm being overlooked. And then one day I just go ballistic, as in when I used to go see my counselor, she said you're putting everything in a garbage bag. And she said, you think you got a healthy bag that ain't gonna never tear. She told me, keep filling up and see what happens. Watch when it blow up. And bro, that spoke volume, because it's like I don't deal with a lot of things, and that's why I'm so proud of you for going to counseling. I know that's not what this is supposed to have turned into, but I wanted you to understand that's a big step at wanting to fix things. So back to it, shrinking for love, bro. People pleasing, losing voice to keep peace, boundaries as a self-respect. Talk to me.
So I may be read the worst people pleaser ever. Because I don't think, and and I am somebody who really could care less what people think of me. Um, because I understand that people's perception of me is not the perception that I have for myself. So to a default, I don't care about being people pleasing. Now, granted, that's another thing that I'm working through with my counselor as well. Because sometimes I think I just overdo it with not caring how people feel. Um, and sometimes I think it comes off as being very rude. Not to me, but to others. And so, as far as people pleasing, now being quiet, like that comes from that whole uh happy happy wife, happy life type of thing. To where like sometimes, and my uncle told me this, he was like, Ralph, when you learn, he said, right now, you young, you feel like every battle is your battle. You feel like no matter what she say, win or lose is your battle. He said, but the older you get, the more you'll realize that every battle ain't your battle. And just because you want to say it, don't mean you got to say it. And just because you don't say it, don't mean that you less of a man because you don't say it. That just means that you were man enough to keep the peace for something that was not big enough to be a distraction. And
Okay.
so, um, like that, I think that's the phase that I'm in now. Like I'm learning that everything doesn't need a reaction.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I do have, Red, and it's funny because I was telling the people at work the other day, because they was talking to me and I was looking at them, but I didn't hear nothing they was saying. Like, I got a mute button to where I can look at you, see you talking, and not hear nothing that you're saying at all.
Yeah.
And so like it has helped me tremendously. And that's the one thing that Shavonna will tell anybody. Like there were times where she been talking to me, I'm looking at her, and I don't hear nothing she's saying. And she'll be like, can you cut the button off, please? And I'll be like, my bad, I'm back. Or she'll throw a pill at me and be like, hey, I'm talking to you. And I'll be like, all right, my bad. And so like I'm like, I feel like, and I'm gonna bring it all home by saying this, Red. There is not a book that tells you how to be married outside of the Bible. It's not a book somebody has written because not everybody's life is yours. And I think that the problem inside marriages is people don't understand that they get married one day, but you are marrying for the rest of your life while y'all are together. And so go ahead, go ahead.
See, because that contradicts the next question. And the question is, I'm going to throw it out there. Can modern relationships survive old expectations?
So yes, they can. Like time, it changes. Like we talked about the NBA. Like, granted, you have players who are more skilled, right? They done played basketball, AAU. They done did all this different training now. Like, so they're more skilled, they're more athletic, right? Does that mean that they don't know how to play basketball? Does that mean that they don't know how to put the ball in the hoop? No, it just means that it is a different dynamic of how they're doing it. I think that it's like that with marriage. Like, and let me break it down for you real what I see that when I say that. So your wedding day is the day that you get married. Every day after, you're in the art of marrying because you have to make sure that you're marrying that person every day. Every day, you got to be in the art of marrying. One day, real, I like that. I like that. I might even write a book that say the art of marrying every day. I like that. But you gotta marry your person every day. You got to be marrying your person every day. It's not something that happens. Like, it's something, it's a continuous process. Like, okay, now we married. Now it's a continuous process of marrying from that point on. In fact, I got a TikTok for you that was very that I heard the other day that I wanted to share with you. But wait, go ahead.
So, well, first off, let me make sure we let the people know. So, we've already decided before I answer that, we've already decided that we're going to start doing some of these TikToks, especially now that we speak about it. We're going to probably not throw them in here. So, you make sure you go follow us on TikTok. We would definitely love that. And make sure you share and like, just like we ask here. But yeah, we're going to start chiming in on some of these things we see and give our opinion for if y'all want to hear it or not. And even if you don't want to hear it, just play it anyway. We don't care. No, we care, but you get my point. But no, man. So when we talk about modern relationships surviving old expectations, I think about what you said earlier, and that's the reason why I wanted to make sure I asked that question before you got out of here. The whole grandpa and grandma way, how how you want to hold on to parts of it, but not all of it. We're not gonna get into that because we already talked about that. Grandma might have got the teeth slapped out of her mouth, but them bills is gonna be paid. But they don't want that part of it. They just want the bills that's gonna be paid. Not saying I want to slap nobody. I'm just throwing a bunch of stuff out there. But to sum it up, because I can go on and on about that, bro. I feel like we cannot survive on old expectations. This is where we finally disagree. I feel like we cannot survive on old expectations because, like I said, the old expectations aren't followed with old reactions too. Like, you want to live how you want to live, and then when it benefits you, you throw in something old, just like the Bible. When the Bible benefits you, you know exactly what scripture to go to, but you're gonna miss that scripture that talks about you and how we even got to this point. And I laugh because I read it said we update our phones all the time, but we're not expected to update our relationship. So my point is, it's clear if it's updates and everything else in life, maybe we should have updates in your relationship too. Stop expecting the same thing, or stop expecting how mama and them fell in love and what it took them to be in love. Like my parents tell me all the time, times are different. You shouldn't be. No man should be out here trying to pay 100% of the thing. No woman should be out here trying to pay 100% of the thing. This ain't the old school. Gas ain't 99 cents. You can't get it married. When these folks were doing that, they were getting houses for $10,000. and now you mad that I can't pay $10,000 a month. Come on now, that's not the same. Papa was paying $200 a month. I'm paying $2,000. We're not the same. We're not the same. So stop having old relationship expectations if you're not willing to follow those expectations with living like that. That's the best way I could put it.
So, Red, I know we disagree, and we're going to get out of here shortly. But I think the biggest thing is there was a commitment to love back in the day. There was a unconditional love. There was a really for better or for worse when it came to love, right? There was really a to death do us part. And so I think that in today's generation, it is so easy to you said update your relationships. But in today's world, it's so easy to upgrade everything. Right? You can, if you get tired of your car, you can go get a new one.
There you go.
If you want a bigger house, you can upgrade and go get a new one.
Right.
And so in today's world, we have made upgrading so easy that is why people feel like you can't have that old school type of love. But really, that old school type of love was just some unconditional love you all the time, whether I'm mad at you or not. And now we live in a world where if I'm mad at you, social media teaches you sure right. Shouldn't even be with them no more.
Right. Yeah, you got a good point. Nobody wants to go through the struggles no more. Not saying that matter of fact, I think that's what people forget. They feeling like because now that we're married, we shouldn't have struggles. Like struggles happen. That's why, like you said, that's why they come up with updates to fix problems. But I like what you said. If you're gonna be updating and upgrading, let's not forget the work it took to get there. As don't go to that 2.0 if you ain't finished with that 1.0. Because now all you did was skipped it. And you just think you bigger and better, but you ain't dealt with none of the problems prior to it.
Hey, Red, and I go a little deeper. Don't go to that 2.0 if you still gonna be doing that 1.0 work.
All right, wrap it up, bro. Cause you about to get us in some trouble now.
Huh?
Hey, man.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Just let me act my wife, bro.
I got you. But hey, guys, y'all know the one thing we gonna always do, we gonna always keep it real, raw, and relevant. Thank you for today's episode of the Rated R Podcast.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Rated R Podcast. No filter, no apologies, just real talk. New episodes drop every week, so hit that subscribe button and stay reckless with us. Appreciate you for listening.